gender roles and double standards, and Katie Lee will be, or Alexia will begin talking about that later. And then next slide. But before I do that, I'm going to bring your attention to this special issue of the women of Saudi Arabia. And apparently, Saudi Arabian women just received the right to vote today, last year, and apparently they can't actually vote until 2015. So basically, they've been electing officials with only half of their country participating in the voting process. So Michelle from Amnesty International will actually talk more about this issue.
Wait, how much should we talk about? Okay, so recently there's been a campaign to allow more women to drive in Saudi Arabia. Right now it's still illegal for them to do so, but they have been trying in as a form of protest. And Hillary Clinton, just last year, she started speaking up more about it to promote awareness of the issue. And today, Amnesty International has an event where if you take a picture showing solidarity for the cause, then you can upload it to Flickr so they can see how many people are receiving.
And then, so moving on with the presentation. So again, that's just exactly what you can do to try to solve this problem. Okay, so we're going to move on to double standards.
Okay, so I'm going to give a brief presentation that I did on double standards. Basically, not double standards, gender roles. Does that make sense? Gender roles. Anyways, I think double standards should be moved to. We're gonna be moving double standards to another week. But basically, I'm going to be focusing on gender roles. And basically, I think gender roles are important because, in a way, I think they're kind of the building blocks for the inequality that we see in both genders. Gender roles, they come from the already existing physical differences that men and women have from, just really back then. And so I think that men and women, they both have issues with double standards. And who here already knows what a, not double standards, who here already knows what a gender role is?
Girls stay in the kitchen.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, hopefully this will explain what a gender role is.
Oh, and so before we start the meeting, I'm going to introduce you guys to a tactic that I learned at the Women of Color Conference, which all of you should have gone to, but unfortunately we only had a couple people join in. But at the conference, we did something really cool that I like, is when people give their opinions, and then instead of people contradicting it or saying that, oh yeah, I agree with that, you guys would just snap. So it's our poetry slams, when people bring down a slam score, people would snap because they agree with the statement they made. So we're going to try this thing out. So if you just snap if you agree with the statements I'm making right now. So women should have all rights equal to men. A little louder.
What if you don't want to snap?
That's okay. Okay. Cats are better than dogs.
Oh no. What? Cats are better than dogs.
No. Dogs are better than cats. Okay. Miss Ig is a beautiful, amazing teacher. Thanks. Alright, so we're gonna start.
Alright, okay, so this week's discussion topic is gender roles. If you guys don't know what a gender role is, it is basically a cultural norm that dictates how men and women are supposed to behave and live in society. For example, I guess a gender role would be that girls are more accepted to wear dresses and guys are accepted to wearing pants. I mean, wouldn't it look weird the other way around? Guys wearing dresses, I think girls wearing pants as well. Moving on. Traditional gender roles. Traditionally, women were married and ran houses. I mean, you guys already know what this is like, right? Back then women were domesticated and everything. And back then, women weren't free to be all those doctors and lawyers that you've seen a lot. They were confined to caretaking jobs such as nursing or teaching. And traditional gender roles, they just limited opportunities for women. They weren't able to do things that they wanted to. And men were usually seen as the source of income, the main source, and were usually the ones that worked outside the house for the family. And traditionally, jobs such as physicians and lawyers were masculine because they took a lot of work to go through. And of course, gender roles, they did limit opportunities for women, but they also gave tremendous pressure on men. And the reason why I consider this club more of a gender equality because I feel that although women do have their inequality in the world, men go through some pretty tough stuff too. So I think this club should also emphasize that gender equality.
And I don't want anyone to get the idea that this club bashes men because the whole idea of feminism is to promote gender equality and to promote equal rights between men and women.
Alright, let's keep going. This is another example of kind of what a gender role is. Notice how teaching, because it is a caretaking job, you work with children a lot, it's mostly dominated by women. And on this opposite side, engineering, because it's very technical and everything, it's seen as a very masculine job. And don't take this graph as accurate because this doesn't give the year. I don't think this is accurate to right now. I think that some of these jobs such as engineering and doctors, maybe the feminine ratio should be higher, but this is basically an example of
That's why you see so much enthusiasm with women in engineering and science studies because most women do not enter this occupation.
Alright, next one. Modernized gender roles. Modernized gender roles. Ever since World War I onward, women have been seen working more and more laboring jobs. And we're seeing a rise in women that are getting married at later ages. And we're also seeing a rise in women as being the main source of income. Right now, women are no longer limited. Their opportunities are no longer limited. And in Western societies, we're seeing a lot more stay-at-home dads. Who here is a stay-at-home dad? I have a stay-at-home dad. Anyone else? Okay, well. And we're also seeing an increasing number of men that are pursuing nursing and nursery teaching. By nursery teaching, I mean preschool and kindergarten teaching. Have you guys ever seen a male nurse? I saw one day. It's pretty cool. And right now, men are allowed to have more effeminate behavior. They're able to, show their emotions more. I noticed that back then men weren't able to cry or anything, but now I think men are more able to, just show their emotions, be more open with themselves. And this is probably very famous with you guys. This is the culture icon, Rosie Rivera. She is seen as the top model for feminism because she was the icon for labor women during World War I. And when people see her, they're just kind of empowered, especially women. They're super empowered and stuff. And what else? And why do gender roles still matter? Gender roles, I talked about how gender roles were kind of the building blocks of inequality, and they just kind of sprang up from the already existing physical attributes that we had, but gender roles can cause stereotypes and false assumptions based on only the person's gender, and gender roles, they cause more tension and inequality between sexes. And also in the past, gender roles have led to the suppression of women and their rights. And this was supposed to be how transitions and everything, but basically this is to show that there is still inequality going on with women in the world. Notice how there are zero number of countries where women's wages equal those of men. And basically you guys can just skim through this, but you guys notice how do you guys have trouble hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, basically basically this should show that out there women still have inequality going on, and if you guys can skim through this, you guys can see the very large numbers, especially with the number of girls missing in. That's right. Shows, yeah, that's my presentation.
Alright, and with that, we're going to start sign-ins now.
Oh yeah,
Quick announcement. Okay, so if you turned in an application but did not pay a fee, we're actually going to be throwing those out because we got a little bit disorganized with that. So if you did not pay a fee, you're going to need to turn in a new application with the money. Yeah.
I have applications right here, so please come to me for those.
also before you guys leave, I'd appreciate it if you come up here so we could take pictures with this sign that says, "I support the female drivers in Saudi Arabia." So we can send it to Amnesty Slicker so they can see how which regions are supporting and which schools, organizations are supporting the women's rights.
So do you guys mind just lining up this way?
If you want.
If you want.
It's not required.
Your party.
Like, get closer, get closer. Over there. Ready? 1, 2. Wait, okay, people are not looking.
Okay, never mind. I have to move back.
Ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3.